Political statement by the Ahwazi Democratic Popular Front regarding the escalating war between the Iranian regime and Israel and its impact on the non-Persian people in light of the dangerous military escalation between the Iranian regime and the State of Israel. The Ahwazi Democratic Popular Front affirm this war is a direct result of the Iranian regime's expansionist and terrorist policy, which for decades have been based on exporting crisis, destabilizing the region, and using the sectarian militia as an aggressive tool beyond its border. First, Tehran bears full responsibility for the outbreak of this conflict due to its insist on the continue its nuclear and missiles program, support for armed group, occupation of non-Persian people lands, and total disregard for international law and treaties. Since the occupation of Ahwazi in 1925, the regime has systematically implemented racist policy against the Ahwazi Arab people, including the erasure of national identity, destruction of economic and social infrastructure, ethnic and cultural cleansing, and their intimidation of civilians through mass arrest and execution. This same policy has been imposed on Kurdish, Baluchi, Azerbaijani, Turk, and Turkmen people in a continued attempt to impose chauvinist Persian identity at the expenses of the national and cultural diversity within the Iranian geography. Second, the continued use of Ahwaz and other occupied territories as a military base and missiles launch platform by the Iranian regime puts the civilian population at extreme risk, turning these oppressed people into fuel for conflicts in which they have no stake. Using them as human shield is a blatant violation of international humanitarian law. Third, in light of the above, the Ahwazi Democratic Popular Front calls on international community, foremost the United States, the European Union, and United Nations, to urgently intervene by supporting the struggle of the people for freedom and liberation, halting the crimes of the Iranian regime, and taking immediate measures to provide international protection for the Ahwazi Arab people and non-Persian nations, ensuring their safety and their right for life and dignity. The international community silence on these ongoing violations contributes for further crimes against unarmed civilians and prolong the life of a bloody, tyrannical regime that pose a threat not only to its occupied people, but to regional and global peace as a whole. Fourth, the front stress that the future of Iran cannot be built on centralized oppression and ethnic supremacy, but rather on recognition of all people, right for political, economic, and cultural self-determination, including full independence if fairly chosen. In accordance with the United Nations Charter and the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Fifth, the Ahwazi Democratic Popular Front reaffirms its unwavering commitment to the national resistance in all its legitimate form until the Iranian occupation of Ahwazi is ended and our people aspirations for liberation and independence are fulfilled. The front call on all our Ahwazi forces. The front calls on all Ahwazi forces, non-Persian national movement, and the international community to unify efforts, form a united front to overthrow this terrorist regime and build a democratic, pluralistic future that recognizes the identities and rights of all peoples, ensures justice, coexistence, peace, and human rights. The liberation of oppressed people and their attainment of their rightful freedom is the only guarantee for a stable and secure Middle East. 6. The front call upon our Arab Ahwazi people to be prepared, remain vigilant, and seize this historic opportunity by escalating the national struggle for freedom and independence. Long live a free Arab independence of Al-Ahwaz, glory to the martyrs, victory to the national resistance issued by Ahwazi Democratic Popular Front, 16 June 2025.